Do your hamstrings always feel tight? It could be that they're actually tight, they could be weak, overworked, or compensating for other muscles not doing their job. There's a few reasons this could be happening. If you sit down a lot and you don't directly train your hamstrings, they're likely weak and tight. If you sit down a lot and you do directly train your hamstrings, along with some hip flexor and postural issues, we probably have some tight hamstrings going on. If you train your hamstrings and you don't sit down a lot, we need to maintain that flexibility and release your hamstrings. Whatever the case may be, this video is for you. We're going to need a few supplies to get through today. A lacrosse ball or tennis ball. If you don't have one of those, a foam roller will work. A yoga strap or belt. A roll-up towel works just fine in place of one of those. We're going to need something hard to sit on, like a chair. Something to prop your foot on so your leg is straight. If your chair's not hard, grab a hard textbook and this will work just fine. All right, let's get into it. We're going to start with the release work. If you're using your foam roller, take it down to the floor. What we're looking for is the tender spots that grab your attention. Starting just under the sit bones into the tissue of the back of the leg. Be careful here, we are getting close to the sciatic nerve, so don't put too much pressure in this region. So just under the bone. We're going to use our hands on the chair to direct how much pressure we're going to allow into that region. Make sure you don't fly off the back of the chair here. And you can start to release your weight. And what we're doing is we are moving side to side just a little bit and slightly up and down until we find those trigger points. You'll know when you get there, right? There it is for me. Continue to move around until you get there. Once you find it, hold it for about 20 to 30 seconds. Try to relax, take some deep breaths, breathing in through the nose, and just picture the spot you're on. Every time you breathe in, it's just getting more relaxed and relaxed. We're gonna spend about 3 minutes working our way down the leg toward the back of the knee. So move at your own pace here. Now you're gonna do both sides. In this video, I'm gonna do one leg with you. Then I'm gonna take you down to the floor and we're gonna stretch. But I do want you to do both legs. Otherwise, this video is going to be forever and you have to listen to me talk forever. If you want more of that, send me a message. We'll meet in person and do this together. Continue to move around, up and down, side to side. Once you get there, take some breaths. And you're going to find this is pretty intense. Here's the cool part about this though. If you continue to do this throughout the week, I would say try to do it at least 3 times a week. You're going to find that these tense areas are going to get less and less. It's going to get more comfortable. There's 2 main muscles you're feeling right now if you're still high up on the leg, and that's gonna be the biceps femoris, which runs kind of down the middle of the back of the leg toward the outside. That's kind of known as the stronger muscle of the hamstrings. There's 3 hamstring muscles. One does have 2 heads. And then the semitendinosus, which runs down the middle toward the inside of the leg. Now, as we're doing this, I want you to take note of the spots that are the most uncomfortable. Basically, the areas that need this the most. That way, when you are shorter on time and you still need to get this done, you can kind of focus more on those regions so that you can still get the release work in. I kind of know right where mine are and I'm already kind of on it right now. I do this pretty often. And I'll tell you what, this has really helped me not just with pain, but with functionality, being able to move well so I can train hard, recover well, and do it again. And that's what this is all about. We want our bodies to operate well. We don't want to be held up because we got some freaking issue that we didn't address because we didn't do the work. You got time to do this, right? I mean, 3 to 5 minutes right here. It's all it takes to really get a huge release in the back of the leg. Oh man, I thought I was on the spot, but I think I found another the spot. Holy frickin' crap. Be careful not to fly off the back of the chair. If you start running out of room, stop, maybe slide forward or even just roll the ball down versus moving your body. If you are getting close to the back of the knee, avoid going directly behind the knee. Stay above that. Again, we want to stay in the meaty tissue of the muscles here. We're gonna go about another 30 seconds, but here's the deal. If you need to keep going, once I stop, just pause the video. Pause the video and keep it rolling. And before I take you down to the floor, you can go ahead and do the other leg. Again, today we're just gonna focus on this. We're gonna do one leg, then the other. This is just gonna teach you how to do it on your own. And if you wanna do both sides with me in person, just let me know. We'll meet up and we'll torture ourselves together. That's right. Oh my gosh. Just when you think you found the good stuff, right? You find even more. It's like digging for gold, man. You just keep going and, oh, getting richer by the minute, huh? Whew. Oh my goodness. Now go ahead and keep going. I want to show you one more thing you can do if you like to. I'd really like doing to incorporate this as well. It's called active release. So what we can do is while the muscle is, instead of being stretched, we're a little bit more relaxed, and we can find those tender areas, put some weight on it, and then try not to move the ball, and then extend the leg. That's gonna stretch the muscle, and you can go through a couple reps of range of motion here where you're actually straightening, lengthening the muscle, and then making the muscle a little bit shorter. This can be highly effective as well to get things moving well and start to get those tissues to break up. So that's another way another thing you can incorporate here. That's where the chair is really nice because you actually have room to move the leg up and down. All right, if you want to keep going, please keep going. Pause the video so you can get all the way down to address all the areas that you need to. You can even do a little bit of up and down, some more side to side. Just take your time and enjoy what you're doing. Let's stretch these bad boys out. If you're using a towel, grab it corner to corner, roll it up, and you're gonna place it around the midfoot like that. If you have a strap or a belt, kind of the same area, kind of toward right under the forefoot. I'm gonna lie back. The other knee, you could totally bend it. So if you have any issues with your low back pulling off the ground, or this gets too aggressive, that planted foot's gonna help avoid too much pressure back here. Now, anything we're doing here, think mild discomfort, okay? So we're gonna start with that knee nice and straight. You're gonna slowly start to work it up until you run into that spot that you start to it starts to fight back a little, like, yep, that's about as far as you can go. Now, I want you to go ahead and place your head down. I'm just gonna be upright so I can still talk to you and see the camera here. Now, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna find the spot where you're kind of feeling a little bit stuck. We're gonna take some breaths, and we're gonna do some contract and relax. So think about driving the heel down toward the floor. We're only gonna go about 60 to 70% of our strength, and we're gonna hold it roughly 7 seconds. All right, you ready? Do it with me. Drive that foot down, pull against it so the leg's not moving, but you're contracting the back of the leg. So really think about the back of the leg, driving that heel down, and now relax and see if you can pull even a ½ inch farther, maybe get a couple inches out of it. Once you run out of room, stop again, and we're gonna do the same thing. Okay, let's go ahead and contract, drive through the back of the heel using the back of the leg. So put your brain right on the back of the leg. Make sure those muscles are doing the contraction right now. And we'll relax. Start to pull back up a little bit more. Now, it's okay if you're not as high as I am. Go ahead and stop when you get to your end range. I have really flexible hamstrings. Now, being flexible and being tight, I mean, just because you're flexible doesn't mean you're not tight. You might be able to touch your frickin' toes to your nose. It doesn't mean you're not tight, right? So that's where this type of stretching is very beneficial, and the ball work on top of the stretching. I mean, this is how you do it, homies. This is it. Okay, we're gonna do a couple more, okay? You do about 2 to 5 sets like that. We contract, 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 keep going, keep going, keep going. Relax. Get a little bit more range out of it. Make sure your hips aren't pulling off the ground. Low back still in contact with the floor. And just breathe, relax, chill. I know I keep saying relax and chill and like it's the most calming thing ever, which it is absolutely not. I get that. This is gonna release all the tension in your low back, down the back of the leg. You're gonna be feeling pretty freaking good after this. All right, let's do one more set, okay? Go ahead and give it some love. Contract, contract, contract. Still thinking of the back of the leg, doing all the work here. And relax, and let's get just a little bit more range out of that sucker. Ideally, in a perfect world, we're at a 90-degree angle here, okay?
we know how perfect the world is, right? Yeah, not really. But this is kind of a place that maybe you'll get to someday if you're not already there. Heck, maybe you're like this. You're like, dude, whatever. I got way more range than you do. And maybe you do. All right, keep breathing. I'm going to show you one more thing before we call it here, okay? Feel free to keep holding on to that if you want to. You can spend anywhere from about 2 to 3 minutes working your way up to your end range till you kind of run out of the ability to go any farther. And then what's a good way to finish is to take yourself through some movement on your own without that. And like, let's see how much more range you can do. Now, if you do this before you stretch, before you do the entire sequence that we just went through, and kind of note where your leg is able to get to. And then after this, I guarantee you're going to be like, holy crap, that is way more range of motion than I had last time. So that's always a good check. All right, so I hope this helps address any issues, any pain in your back. The tightness down the back of your legs restores range of motion and helps you get back to training hard, because we like to train hard and have fun and live an awesome life. If you have any questions or you want to work with me one-on-one and get more out of this, send me a DM, hit BTM in that DM, and we will talk more about it. Have a good day, everyone.